Hey y'all, just shooting a quick little intro for these upcoming clips. It's just a little update of the garden and me showing some of the compost. So if you're open to learning some like just random different tips about gardening and composting, keep on watching. So this is my compost tumbler. I paid about $100 for it and I absolutely love it. It has been able to give us soil, and basically all it is, some people like to make it really complicated. It is really complicated, but I really like the simplicity of it. Nature does this already. So all we're doing is taking some brown material, so those things that are void of life, so dead grass, cardboard that isn't treated, wood clippings that aren't treated, dry leaves with things that do have life, rotting vegetables, things of that nature. So you just mix those two items together plus air and water, and over time it breaks down just as it would in nature, and that gives you soil. And I tell y'all, this compost really helped upgrade my garden, because I fell for the little okie doke where they tell you that the soil is like premium soil, and it's not. Um, and it was I was very distraught when I realized that nothing came up. So all I'm doing is just putting some brown material. So these are just cardboard shreds that we had shredded up with the shredder. And sometimes I like to leave a layer of cardboard on the top, just because I feel like it can kind of just trap all that moisture in, but I have no factual evidence to approve or disapprove. I just do it. And as always, the next biggest thing to do is clean up as you go. So I'm just cleaning up the rest of this and restocking the dry materials to use at the compost, just so that they're readily available in case I need to toss some more paper on top or anything like that. And just going to be restacking those orange buckets. But just as the kitchen, I really try to do in the yard area as well, just to do my best to stay on top of these things. But now I'm going to go try to harvest some of that kale, and I probably ran inside, to throw away the rest of this compost. Because if you don't stay on top of tossing out your compost, you will draw gnats. I'm just going to say it like that. We take our compost out. I check it at noon now, and we take it out at the end of the night. Really try not to go to bed with it out. And I'm speaking to myself, because we need to make a better habit of doing that as well. But now I'm just going to switch over to this kale. Let's not touch that. Now we're going to work on this area with the kale. I don't want to take all the, I'm cutting across the top because I'm fine with the roots staying in the bottom. But actually, I'm going to turn this in. There's like crickets down here. It's trying to be hot, y'all. Oh, she's stretching out. But I'm not really even trying to. So I continue to go ahead and break down the rest of the kale that was in here, and all I'm doing is turning that back into the soil. So look at all these things that have grown in your garden as things that have taken nutrients from the soil. Whenever you can, try to return those nutrients back into the soil. I am a big proponent of regenerative gardening, just because it's a cyclical. It's cyclical. You grow from the garden and you feed the garden. So you get into the cycle and the habit of regularly feeding the garden by putting items into the garden and or planting items that put those nutrients into the garden. I really try to strive away from any chemical fertilizers, because what the plants that are in there are taking up any and everything from the soil, and you don't want those in your food. So just turning this organic material, the kale, back into the soil, it adds different spaces into the soil, and that is really great for root growth. And that's, of course, what we want for any and every plant that we put into our garden. So, and then the other part is that you don't want just this green vegetation just kind of rotting on the top, because that also increases your likelihood of different pests like flea beetles, aphids, which are easy to deal with and manage, but just keep that in mind. This is what general upkeep for a garden looks like. These are some of the things that you would be doing if you're interested in getting a larger garden. This specific plot is 2 feet by 4 feet, and I believe it is 3 feet tall. And it's just really important to really get in there, because this is an opportunity to visually check on the health of your soil, because all the nutrients of your plant come from your soil. So the soil is the foundation. And to have something stable, you need a solid foundation. And with that, you really got to maintain and keep up with your soil, which is why you will normally see different size items and different levels of greenness items in the soil. But it's really good to get in there and look at your soil. But yeah, this dirt looks really good. These pieces are going to continue to just break down. And we're just going to let it do that. And got some on my leg. These onions. Yeah, dang, bro. I really do hope everyone's having a good day, though. It's so hot. But I feel like it's probably only like 80. And I'm just like, I need to get my mind right for like when it's like zone 9B actual spring. Because by date, like we're technically still in winter. Okay. I think this is good. I'm going to leave this till tomorrow. And I'm going to find some other stuff to plant. I might ruffle up some of these other places. I really just want to maximize what I'm able to put in the garden. But yeah, this dirt looks really good. That's all I got, guys. I'm hot. Thank y'all so much for watching. Yeah, come hang out with me in my garden again.